Hello, everybody. Hi, Cheryl Lee, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights, Donna Clark, Gentle Wind Staying 777, Mission Possible, all the way from Australia, Moonlight Soul Path. Hi, everybody. Yeah, I haven't done a live in a couple of days and was really having a hard time the last couple of days with family issues. We'll just leave it at that. And, um, there's at times when you're living with your children anyway, you almost feel like, at least with my son and his mental issues, like I'm living with um, just a stranger or a roommate or that kind of deal. And it's very weird, considering I have fresh memories and photographs in my mind of when he was a baby. And I know we all change, we all grow up, everything is different. I get all that, but when it's night and day or day to night, it's shocking. So, been dealing with my own stuff, and I gravitate wherever I can be at that time, um, and whose stream I can support at that time. Um, for Donna, I understand they need support, but I can only give what I can give and of the time that I have. And I've talked to Tattooed Angel, Becca, about this in Messenger, and she understands. So I can only do what I can do. Um, the day that Rebel had his Christmas bonfire, literally, I had slept in late because I was up late. And hi, Mary Jane Doe. And right smack, because I went, I was checking my email, and then the thing came up. I had company, and I really did. And we rarely have anyone come over. But it's getting closer to the holiday season, and it was my son's friend Greg, and he brought candies and homemade powdered sugar check mix from his crunchy things with peanut butter and chocolate and some cocos, and I wanted to visit. And usually he drops things off and he'll stay maybe 10 minutes. He stayed a good hour. And so by the time I visited with him and then made some lunch, because people forget I'm 3 hours earlier. And so when it's 3 here, it's 6 on the East Coast. And even calling my mother isn't the easiest because she's tired by 5. So if I find time in my day by 6 or 7, it's too late and I have to wait till the next day. Yeah, I was looking through all those pictures. So I hate to be this way, but nobody on the internet anywhere is going to make me feel bad or guilty for not being able to spread myself and my time all the more than I already am. Um, I don't question other people, whether they come into my chat and even say hello. I don't question if I haven't seen people in a while. Um, what you learn as you mature is that things are always changing, even if you don't see them. They don't even have to be right under your nose. Things are changing. People are growing. People are evolving. Hi, Artsy. So I understand people are putting out all these Christmas things and music things and all of this. But yeah, I have to be in a certain headspace where I can sit in a chat and just chat, or I can say hi and bounce out. And many people do that over here. Many people. Hi, Freeside. But I don't question it, okay? We all need support. Truth Seeker needs support as much as anyone else. And she can put her link in, and Moonlight Soul Path, you can put your link in. She needs support. Mission Possible has a channel. Mary Jane Doe, I think you even have a channel now. Gentle Windstang 777, I believe you have a channel. So I burn the candlestick at both ends every day, all day. Sometimes till I literally can just come in my room, shut and lock the door, turn my heater on and my fan, because sometimes I get a little, warm in the middle of the night, and turn all the lights off and literally go to sleep. Sometimes when I only get a break. I don't have, a spouse. Okay, I have in the past, I don't, and I haven't for many years. I don't have another significant other that lives with me or that even lives nearby, that can hop in a car and come over and take some of the load off for me, like, just go to the store for me. And then I don't need to arrange a cab coming back and this and that. So, all of our circumstances are different. And I'm talking about this because I feel like, Donna, you're taking a small jab at me by literally saying, at Megan, Rebel and Becca need everyone's help and support. They're not live now. That I know, because I went through and I checked to see who was live. The only one I can see that was live when I was starting my music and came on here and writing my title in, was Dolly Vision. Okay, Jimmy was live by about a half hour, but he's doing just fine, and I'm sure he could care less if I was live during his live. So I don't know who I'm infringing upon or anything like that, but I'm not going to be held responsible for everybody else's channels. Even Leanie and I, we didn't even talk about it. She told me she used to try not to. We didn't have some big discussion. You know why? We're grown and we're mature. She said, I used to wait, until after you were done, but, screw it. She didn't say I'm going to do me. She was worried that, or not worried, concerned that I would feel a certain way. No. I'm much more mature than a lot of women on the internet. Flat face gonna tell you. And I might cry at the drop of a pin. That doesn't mean I'm immature. That means I wear my heart on my sleeve and I'm real. And honestly, if I felt I needed to turn the camera off every time I was about to cry, or get emotional, it would be on and off, on and off, on and off through a lot of my past lives. Okay? None of us know when we're going to go through cyberbullying. None of us know when we're going to be the next target. And now Maria G's going through it. None of us know even sometimes what we're even going to say on here. I haven't written all this down. This is from my heart. And I feel like I have to explain myself why I can't burn the candlestick clear down past the wick. I mean, come on. I'm doing the best I can. I was thinking yesterday I wasn't even going to go live until after Christmas. Okay, just give myself a break. And I hop on 2 days later and I get that in chat. And it's not fair. Okay, so I did hop in to Rebels, and I could have just said hi and jumped out. They would have noticed I wasn't in there because I send a lot of emojis and this and that and the other thing. But I was up front and said, I've got company. Like literally now, I will come back if I can, meaning if it's still going or if I can. And it was over in an hour and a half, which took the time for him to visit and bring gifts and for me to make lunch and for us to eat. You know, I'm not on the same time schedule. I mean, it's late down south now. It's nearly 11 at night, and here it's barely 8 p.m. So people really do need to have a little more understanding. And if I get things like this in my chat again, I'm not going to respond because I shouldn't have to. You know, and I keep looking to see like when Becca's lives on her mental health programs. I really wanted to be there for which one was it? I think it was the one with all the animals on it, pets and things. And I don't even know what happened. I don't know if I was dealing with something here or if my mouth was hurting from the dentist from all the shots I had, or was my son on my case about something and I was in a bad mood or having a hard time, or I don't take naps. When I would take a little nap here and there when I was like 55, I don't even have time to take a nap for even like an hour and a half. And I know there are women that can lay down and take a nap. There are women whose children are grown and they do not live with them. They have lives of their own, children of their own, jobs of their own. No. My children, which are grown as far as a number, are here with me. We all live together, we all support each other, and we all help each other the best we can. And honestly, we all need each other financially too. So my life is completely different from Team Rose. Team Rose's is completely different from mine. Both of ours are completely different from Maria G. I mean, just people need to cut people a little bit of slack. I'm not trying to stay away from Rebel or Becca's channels. That's ridiculous. And when I even hop in on Leanie's, and I mean, even the last time I went up on panel because I'm very close to both of them, including Maggie. And I haven't talked to Maggie in eons because, she's in the UK. And she was gone for what, 2 months at least, maybe longer, and wasn't going to come back. And now she's made her way back to Leanie's channel and very loved by many. And I thought, and before I even said, can I come up or bring up, I didn't even know if they were going to do a panel. Maybe they were just going to talk, the two of them. I was asked to come up. And I feel like, people cannot be getting upset because I have time to go up on someone's panel when it's 2 a.m. and I'm just about to doze off. And my plan is to go in and just say hi. So many times I've said to Lainey, she's probably tired of seeing it. I'm just saying a quick hi. I got to hit the hay, And she's like, oh, hi, thanks for stopping by. So, I don't think Becca has any problem with me, and I don't think Rebel does. and I support when I can. And I'm just going to say it right here. Because I got that money came in, my trust fund was consolidated, and I just happened to catch their live when it was the twins, Trinity, and now I can't even remember his name, the son's name, their birthday. And, I could have sent $5. I could have sent 25. You know what I did? And I know we're not supposed to share when we share, but I'm going to share this. I sent 100 apiece because everything's so expensive these days, and I wanted them to be able to get something maybe expensive, and then 25 for little James so he wouldn't feel left out. Okay? And I know money and gifts aren't everything. Okay? I gave $20 to that lawyer fund or whatever you want to call it that Jimmy and PJ set up. That fund in case he ever needs a lawyer. Because I have the money right now. And it's he couldn't even read my name on his live like everyone else's. Mad Hatter, thank you. PCT is extreme, thank you. No, he knew it would upset a certain person. So I'm completely ostracized from that channel in every shape, way, or form, even giving money. And it just is what it is. And honestly, it's because Destiny Rose aired my messages, and she shouldn't have done it, but she did. I guess she did use me for 10 months. I thought we were really, really friends. She's very good at conniving because she came right out and said, I can't stand PJ. No, I used to like her. I used to talk to her. I can't stand her. And I thought, oh my God, she's typing this stuff. She wouldn't be typing this stuff if she didn't really feel it. But they're like all buddies, I hear. So it's whatever, you really can't. It doesn't seem like even when you think you can trust, someone, you can't. And that's what I'm learning. That's why YouTube really is a very, very toxic place and atmosphere. I mean, I'm going to say it again. It's like I wanted to see if Dumplin and Huntress were kind of friends or making some kind of amends to each other. The name of her show that night, which was it yesterday or the day before? I don't know. It was a day or two ago. Was the name of her title was This Has to Stop. And it brought me back to Team Rose and I, This is where it all began. 36 minutes of blah, blah, blah. Or, oh, wow, are you really going to go there was the name of some of my lives. I mean, it doesn't matter, honestly, that a holiday, and of all holidays, Christmas, is going to be here in a few days. People fight. People have disagreements. People will never see eye to eye. People feel betrayed because in one breath, they're saying, oh, you can be friends with whoever you want. But then when you are and you support their channel, you're in trouble, especially if you're a mod. Okay, and frankly, that's what happened to Maria G. But I don't know how many times I heard, Rose. I mean, she did. She said, "Oh no, I don't tell people where to go, and neither does Maria." Well, when the shoe's on the other foot, right? This is what I mean. Until it happens to you, you just don't know how you're going to deal with it or what you're going to do. So I went through all my sticking up for myself and defending myself and crying and all these videos. And I'm not ashamed of them. That was me. And that was my process that I had to go through and frankly learn and become stronger. Okay. And since I'm talking about Rose for just a quick moment, Rose, I'm not a flip-flopper. I'm not. But I will defend Maria when people in your chat are treating her like shit and you don't see it because you're way behind on chat and you're off mixing up chocolate and whatever, and someone that used to be a friend of yours and even a head mod is being blasted and gaslit like I've never seen, and this passive aggressive bullshit. And that's what I said on her live, and that's why I went over there. And what was interesting to me was this: soon as you found out I was over there too, your response, sort of under your breath but out loud for the world to hear, was, oh, okay, PCT's over there too. Like, you assume every live is about you when people are congregating together on someone's panel. Okay, yeah, you ended up being brought up because it was your channel, your chat, your control, which you make very clear to everyone often. But there is no control, and people say and do whatever they want. Okay, the hate on me from certain said people, like a Cindy, will just say that in your chat, was, oh, go dance, PCT. That's not very bad. Okay, that's not very bad at all. I put myself down worse than that. But I still get a little bit of digs and hate from people. And that is the mob mentality. That's the problem. That's the problem. That's why, honestly, people unalive themselves, because of the mob mentality. And people can't take it. And if you feel bad about yourself to begin with, and you have the damn mob mentality, is it any surprise, that children and teenagers and even adults unalive themselves? It's so disgusting. I'm so glad we didn't have Facebook when I grew up, because can you imagine a boy breaking up with you or whatever, and then boom, he has to say that and then show a picture of himself with a new girl for the world to see, or his friends to see. It just puts salt in the wound. And yeah. So for 29 minutes, almost 30, I've been talking, not ranting. If I'm ranting, people will know. Trust me. Copyright disclaimer. This video is for educational purpose only. Copyright disclaimer: under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All right. Hi, Artsy. I can't remember if I said hi to you. Aw, you'll be buying a Snoopy tree tiny with one leaf. That's literally, they have them online. I'm sure you might know, or you might not know, because Raider bought a tree like that. He filmed it. It's actually really cute. I had a tree up. It was a fake tree, but the kitties were chewing on the the fake needles, pine needles, I mean, they're fake. It looked real. It was 4 feet high. I had it on a stool behind their little cat trees, but they were chewing and chewing and chewing in one spot that I was afraid they were going to chew through and break off and swallow some pieces. And that can't be good. So I took it down, put it back in storage. But I have my little fake white tree that was, up with some of my decorations under the TV. And rain was getting into that. So I put it out on the deck. So, yeah. You have a tiny tree, Mary Jane. Artsy does lights outside. I do not put a tree up anymore. Yeah, I guess there's hanging trees now or something for people with pets. Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh. Hi, hi, Sidekick. Just don't even say his name. I can say his name. I said Dolly Vision. I can say it all I want. Okay? Just because I'm ostracized from the channel doesn't mean he and I aren't friends. Goodness gracious. That's good. I normally back away from YouTube when things start getting hostile. Things move so quickly on the internet. Yep. Life comes first. I doubt it. Wow. I seen Lionel's live with Leanie. She apologized. She didn't have to apologize, but I think I'm still blocked. Oh, from Leanie's? Dropped in once about a week ago. I wasn't seen. All right. I'll ask her about that, okay? You need you time or you cannot take care of others. Go blonde. No. I was blonde when they took all the blue black out of my hair. My hair was long. This was probably 5 or 4 years ago. I had to go blonde for them to dye it red. And it was a really pretty red. But I sat there and looked at myself in the mirror with blonde hair. It was very weird. It wasn't white, it was blonde. Well, you know what? To me, manicures are frivolous things and aren't completely necessary. And also, I can't even have medium long nails because I have contacts that I was able to order. And whenever I ride my bike, I have to be able to see. And I cannot take them out when I have nails. I tried. I ended up cutting my eyeball a little bit and tearing the contact when I first got them. So I had to take the clippers and clip them all down. I have a little bit of nail, but not much. I can't do that. I can't. It's more important. Your health becomes more important as you get older than these aesthetic kind of things that people seem to think they have to have. You know what I mean? And honestly, long nails on people, I don't like. I don't think it looks good. I just don't. And even when I see long nails like on hip hop, those hip hop shows, I like to watch those now and then. Or I used to more anyway. Boy, they got the longest nails, and I just don't think that's attractive. It looks like claws. So if women want to have claws, well, then they can. Hello, Dillhole. Yeah, thanks for that, Mary Jane. Oh, wow. Thank you, AK-47. Your computer shut down. I wish everyone a Merry Christmas. Thank you. And a Happy New Year. Yeah. I hope 2025 is going to be better. I remember when it was 2023 and everyone was like, oh, 2024 is going to be so great. Yeah, right. No, we don't know. When someone you love is being upset, you get upset. Don't read anything else into it. That's so vague, Sidekick. I don't even know what you're talking about. Okay, who who do you even love? You know, you could be talking about your sister for all I know. Hi, Amanda Elizabeth. Thank you. Thanks, Amanda. I'm trying to catch up on chat, and then I'm going to read some enlightening stuff. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm doing. Okay, I'm not flip-flopping. I'd like to be able to get along with Team Rose. I'd like to be able to go in her chat once in a blue moon and say hey to everybody and her to say hi, PCT, not be accused of something, you know, oh, I can't trust her, or, oh, she's a flip-flopper. Oh, I couldn't stand her voice for months. I couldn't listen to her. Like, it's only negative that comes out of her, you know, about me, I mean. And that's not someone that is trying to be my friend at all. So I'm not going to try to be her friend. You know, that's silly. But people I care about and I've gotten to know on here for a while, you're darn right I'm going to stick up for them. That's funny. No, Dillhole, it's not a drama stream. Donna Clark, who I have even in Messenger. But I think she's not in my Messenger anymore, I think, starting a week or two ago. I've even talked to her on the phone on Messenger. Took a little dig at me for her way, passive aggressively, Rebel and Tattooed Angel need support too, right when I'm starting my live. And I was like, I mean, right when I was starting my live, the music was going. There was like one other person, maybe two besides her in my chat. And I'm like, wait a minute, are they live right now or what? I mean, as far as singing, I was in there 2 days ago and I was planning on singing. And I told Tattooed Angel, I've had a really, really hard time. I just want you to know I was going to sing. And she said, oh, I understand and all this. And then I was just going to get off, but then Granny Bassmaster, who never hardly talks to me, said, oh, come on, PCT, it'll make you feel better or something. And I typed back to her at Granny, I'm in tears. I mean, I was crying. You have to feel okay when you're just up there singing. You know, I'm not going to go up there and just blubber all over the place. Now, see, I'm way back in chat. It's 8:17, and this was here. He did that, Tina. You went too far, and you do not listen at all. Who's he? I went too far doing what? Okay. People aren't in my skin. People aren't me. People do not know what I've been through this past year. You all think you know, you don't. And I'm going to leave it at that. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Yeah. Now, this is a new person. Yeah, it's a fad that works for others and I don't understand why it's a thing. Yeah. Well, it's okay, Dillhole. You don't have, my goodness, you don't have to stay. I'm always happy to see you. (1988) Um, what? Yes, yes. Oh, okay. All right, Barbara. Thank you. Okay. Oh, no, I understand that, but think about it. I'm donating a reasonable amount of money, not a lot, not a ton, for a good cause. And my name can't even be spoke because she can't handle my name. I mean, think about that. Okay. Thank you, Mission Possible. Thank you. Thank you for coming in. Oh goodness, are you talking to me? Yeah, I mean it's fun. When I had this kind of bob that I have now, but a little longer, it was fun, you know. But darker hair as you get older, like that, can make you look even older. My kids prefer the red. I don't know. I've been everything from burgundy to brown to blue black. The blue black is just sort of shiny, and under the lights, there's this blue hue on top kind of deal. But yeah. All right, let me say something. Guess what? Yes, she does have everything to do with it because as soon as Jimmy unblocks everybody, and that's everybody, including me, boom, I'm either blocked before I ever go in and say hi, which is hardly never, I mean, ever. And the one time I do, just because my name was up on the screen thing or whatever, um, there's a problem. So, you know, he's unblocking everybody, not checking it out. If he was so worried about me ever saying hello, at least in the past, okay, in chat, he would make sure. He'd probably say to her or someone else, make sure PCT isn't unblocked. And that's not the case. It hasn't been the case for a year. So, I mean, I don't know what to say. Precisely. Oh, Smiley Miley over him. I mean, look, Jimmy did a lot for me and he helped me to smile again. And, you know, it's a time in my life I'll never forget. And, it until he tells me, like other women in his past or whatever he's done, I, I, don't care about you. You mean nothing to me, blah, blah, blah. Don't ever contact the program again. That's not even how it was when I was waiting to come back. It was give it some time, wait through the holidays, and I did. And when things were not really heading in any kind of direction, I just sort of bowed out. I didn't even try. So then on a whim, when I typed in chat, and I could not believe that people could see me, but that lasted for what, 5 days? And that was on the other little, not the other little, but the other channel of his, when people were commenting on both channels. I could feel a part of the Turtle Gang. No, there was an instant stop to that, and it's whatever. No, I'm going to address this. You wouldn't think they would say your name, but they do. If you put it there, if you don't want your name announced, like your real name or your YouTube name, then you don't put a check in the box. But I didn't care. And Mad Hatters or Hatter Bad, no, I don't know, Mad Hatters and some of the other people, they don't care. So I wasn't expecting it. I just thought since my name was there, he would say it, but he couldn't. He can't. I understand that. I totally understand what Jimmy's going through. I just wish, some turtles could grow up. I don't know how else to say it. Yeah, yeah. I'm doing my channel. I'm doing the best I can, and I'm okay. A whole year ago, around this holiday time, it was hard because I was excited and I kept waiting, and you know, I'm being told one thing, but another thing um, happens. So it is what it is. But that's the thing. You don't. Oh my God, this is so weird. Okay, I come in and I want to read, and we got Donna Clark. Okay, um, basically kind of taking a jab at me because she doesn't think I support Rebel and Tattooed enough. And now you want to get on this entire Dolly Vision thing with me. Be a good human and shut up about them. Keep it to yourself. Isn't it telling you something that he does not contact you or mention you ever? It was his decision. How do you know? How do you know what he does? Okay? How do you know, sidekick? How do you know what he says or doesn't say? How do you know? Yeah. I mean, that's ridiculous. I barely mention him. And that, I don't think he's in love with anybody. That's my feeling about it, since you're asking. I don't think you can love someone and you can be in love. Okay? I was never in love with Darren. Did I love Darren for those 8 years? Yes. Did he love me? Yes, I know he did. I wasn't sure, but when I got some closure in the store and he hugged me and felt bad and explained some things and this and that, and the nice things he said, I could tell he loved me. 8 years is a long time. Okay? How do you know that? How do you know that? You know nothing, sidekick. It's so ridiculous. I mean, you guys all know there's love and there's being in love. There's caring about people and loving them because they're there for you, and it's love. I mean, love. Guess you don't know me. Okay, well then if you're coming in under a different avatar, then I don't know you. But as far as this name Sidekick, I remember you from Dolly Vision. Totally. I mean, I just, I'm not even trying to make their life my business. People are coming in here and sort of attacking me. And it's kind of ridiculous. Like, can people grow up? Okay. I mean, I felt bad. I felt bad. Jimmy was all happy. Um, sort of looked a little tired trying to tape up his car or do whatever, and a certain person there filming literally said, use your words, and yelled at him like he's a child. I just couldn't believe it. And it's bad enough if it's done, but on the internet, I just that is incredible. That would be, if somebody talked to me like that on the internet, a significant other, be a done deal. I can tell you that right now. Be a done deal. Yeah, yeah. I didn't see it. It was pointed out to me. I was sent a thing, because honestly, I didn't even sit there and look at the whole thing. I just wanted to see like the beginning and see a little bit of the design, the paperwork. Hi, Sherry. Wild Angels here. You know, but listening to all the kind of background talk and this and that, it's just not interesting to me. And he's busy, he's trying to focus and do whatever, and then the next thing I know, he's being treated like a child. One thing I do know about men, this is facts. They don't want a mother. They I've seen enough programs on this, I've read enough things, and I've learned through my years. They don't want a mother. And I'm not I'm not saying she's a mother, but I do think she mothers him. And even though there can be aspects to that that are good, like helpful, the reprimanding and the control issues, I mean, if people don't believe me right now, they can look it up themselves. Men don't want a mother, they want someone understanding and a soft place to be. And they want someone playful. Men don't want, they want playful, and they want spontaneous, and that doesn't just mean like going places together. That means like doing stuff, like, they want someone playful. Literally, look it up on all the things out there. What does a man want? What do most men want in a woman? No, I didn't hear that. I didn't make a complete, see, now you're angry. You were like all calm, and so I hit a nerve with you, I guess. Okay, there is no pity for me. I made my choices. Okay, I trusted certain people. I took a trip that I will never forget, and I had the best summer ever in my whole life. So, what people want to think about me, I don't care because it's my life. See? Oh, now I just saw this. Well, you can think that. Go ahead. Go ahead and think I'm delusional. Go ahead and think that I'm uninvited. Go ahead and think that I just, left all my pets, my kids, um, all of that just to sit by myself in a motel. I mean, go ahead and think it. That's okay. Yeah, very bossy. This is what I mean. People are obsessed with me because they still have these fixed ideas in their head and they still think they know it all. No, you don't. Nobody knows it all but me. God. Oh, you know what? It's really okay. I mean, this is nothing. It's just the same old, same old. You get one person in here questioning. I told myself I wouldn't even address these kinds of questions, but it's been a few months, and I don't even know like why anything's being brought up. It's real disturbing. No one helped her. She passed away. Wait, what did you say up here? Oh, oh my God, really? Wow. I'm no more obsessed with Jimmy than you are. Past girlfriends, his now girlfriend, and every turtle in the chat, except that I got to have a chance to, be up on panel and just have like a really wonderful 3 months and things like that. And I don't have to elaborate on my life with anybody. So that's just ridiculous. I know. I don't know. Only she knows. No, I will listen when I'm being told, not by a turtle. Okay? Not by a turtle. Yeah, exactly. You know what? That was in the past. And even if Sherry feels that way now, that's okay. Because I'm here to tell you, YouTube changes people. It changes their perceptions of people. You get to know who your real friends are. Okay? And who's real? I'll tell you, I'm real. But am I going to divulge things, that I was told not to say one damn word about? No, I'm not. And I think that's what pisses people off so much. Yeah, it's just so dumb. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. But sidekick, you're talking about things you know nothing about. Okay? You know nothing about. Just because other turtles tell you things, or you've heard bits and pieces of messages, or certain people that are running the channel with him tell you things, doesn't mean anything. It means nothing. Okay? Well, again, okay, for the first 2 months that I sat up there on that panel and stuff, I had no clue he had a girlfriend. He didn't want anyone to know. She didn't want anyone to know. Nobody. And then when I kept seeing stuff in the chat, that's when I was kind of, you know? So, good grief. Yeah. Okay. Well, for all I know, this is someone using a sidekick's avatar. Um, but whoever you are, uh, you don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. Okay. So we'll get on to this wonderful book my mom sent me. And the reason I wanted to do this is is the next chapter in this book. When I was reading this a few months ago and stopped, and why I can't even remember why I stopped. This one is abundance. The richest person is the one who is contented with what he has. And I thought, I thought with the holidays coming and people feeling like they need more, right? More presents, more people at their dinner table, more time with their loved ones, more this, more that, more this. Um, I really believe that this saying here by Robert C. Savage, the richest person is the one who is contented with what he has, is true. It means a lot. All right. One of the most common human fears is scarcity. Many people are afraid of not having enough of whatever it is they need or want, and so they are always striving to get to some point in the future when they finally have enough. They fool themselves into believing that one day they will have everything all set. They will have all the money they need, all the possessions they desire, all the love they crave, all the success they strive for. But is anything ever really enough? Did anyone ever really arrive there? Abundance means that all things are possible and that there is more than enough of everything for everyone right here and now. As you shift your focus from some point in the future to the present, you are able to fully see the riches and gifts you already have, and thus learn the lesson of abundance. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I really don't. What I do is stick up for myself. And I am not delusional. I am not crazy. And am I perfect? No. But nobody is. I can tell you that. Abundance means that all things are possible and that there is more than enough of everything for everyone, right here and now. As you shift your focus from some point in the future to the present, you're able to fully see the riches and gifts you already have and thus learn the lesson of abundance. I just read that whole thing. Alan and Linda always dreamed of living the good life. Both from poor working class families, they married young and set out to fulfill their mutual goal of becoming wealthy. Yes. Amen to that. Okay. They both worked very hard for years, amassing a small fortune so they could move from their 2-bedroom condominium to a palatial 7-bedroom home in the most upscale neighborhood in their community. They focused their energies on accumulating all the things they believed signified abundance: membership in the local exclusive country club, luxury cars, designer clothing, and high-class society friends. No matter how much they accumulated, however, it never seemed to be enough. They were unable to erase the deep fear of scarcity both had acquired in childhood. They needed to learn the lesson of abundance. Then the stock market crashed in 1987, and Alan and Linda lost a considerable amount of money. A bizarre but costly loss depleted another huge portion of their savings. One thing led to another, and they found themselves in a financial tailspin. Assets needed to be sold to pay bills, and eventually they lost the country club membership, the cars, and the house. It took several years of much hard work for Alan and Linda to land on their feet, and though they now live a life far from extravagant, they have taken stock of their lives and feel quite blessed. Only now, as they assess what they have left, a solid, loving marriage, their health, a dependable income, and good friends, do they realize that true abundance comes not from amassing, but rather from appreciating. Scarcity consciousness arises as a result of what I call hole in the soul syndrome. This is when we attempt to fill the gaps in our inner lives with things from the outside world. But like puzzle pieces, you can't fit something in where it does not naturally belong. No amount of external objects, affection, love, or attention can ever fill an inner void. The void can only be filled by looking within. You already have and are enough. Revel in your own interior abundance, and you will never need to look elsewhere. I liked that. That's really sweet. Thank you so much. It's really, really nice. You know, when I get positive feedback from people, I didn't bring it up, dude. Okay? I didn't bring it up. Dudette, whoever you are, I didn't bring it up. All right? I did not bring it up this time. And I haven't for months. And in fact, all the other times I didn't bring it up. Okay, people jumped in my chat. I could throw out names, but I'm not going to. And they're like, oh, what about this? And oh, why are you saying this? And oh, why did this happen? And oh, why did Destiny Rose do this? And oh. And I'm constantly explaining to the best of my ability of what I'm able and allowed to, so people will just knock it off. And they don't. So, yeah. And anyway, I can bring up anything I want of the past by the Creator. So I don't, are you referring to me or, another creator? I don't even know. Okay, that's really weird. Thank you. I don't know if you're being slightly sarcastic and facetious or being real, because guess what? I am a Christian. Yeah. I was baptized even when I was 17 in a little church in Lamars, Iowa. Yeah. Sorry, that just made me giggle. If it was a compliment, thank you. That's very, very sweet. Okay, peace. 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 You were too? Oh my goodness, at 17. Wow. There's nothing to do but be, by Stephen Levine. He said there is nothing to do but be. Living in the present brings the one thing most people spend their lives striving to achieve: peace. Relaxing into the present moment puts you in the mental and physical state of calm, quiet, and tranquility, and finally gets us off the here but gotta get there treadmill. Yeah, that's right. If you are in the moment doing whatever you are doing, then there is no time to examine the gap between your expectation and the reality of how things are, or between where you are and where you think you should be. You are too busy being in the moment to analyze it and find fault with it. Ah, well, thank you. That's a beautiful, beautiful thing you said about me. Thank you. I'll never ever forget that. Thank you. What? That's even funnier. Oh my God. No. All right. Okay, where am I now? If, wait, I already read that. Did I read this part? You are too busy being in the moment to analyze it and find fault with it. One of my favorite movies is Being There, in which Peter Sellers plays the lovable idiot savant Chauncey Gardner. I've never seen that movie. All right. Simple minded Chauncey lives his life only in the present moment with absolutely no awareness of anything other than what he sees before him. When an odd twist of circumstances transports him from his beloved garden, which he spent most of his life tending, into a position advising presidents and powerful business moguls, Chauncey merely offers the wisdom he gleaned from tending the flowers and soil. Of course, the rest of the world interprets his simple statements as wise analogies, and he is hailed as one of the greatest minds of our time. That's so funny. Um, okay. Chauncey is peaceful in his simplicity. Life is simple and easy for this man to whom past and future references have no meaning. He is focused completely on the present moment. Boy, that's easier said than done, isn't it? Many of us race through our lives, always on our way somewhere. If you ask 10 drivers on their morning commute what they are doing, 9 of them will most likely respond, going to work. The 10th one, the one who responds, driving my car, is the one who has learned the lesson of present moment peace. Chances are he does not arrive at work any later than the other 9 who spent their commute focused on where they were headed, as opposed to where they were. He probably even enjoyed the ride. Of course, I'm not suggesting that you float through your life completely detached from the past and blind to the future, only that you pause from time to time to be fully rooted in the moment and feel the peace that results. Oh, that's funny. That's good. I never heard that one. Um, okay. Others are only mirrors of you. That's this next chapter. You cannot love or hate something about another person unless it reflects something you love or hate about yourself. Interesting. That's interesting. The first time you meet someone in the first moment, you form an impression in your mind of that person. And by the way, this isn't just written by random people. This is written by Cherie Carter Scott, and she's a PhD. Okay. You decide within the first 4 minutes what you like and don't like about that person. These decisions are based on details that your senses tell you, such as the person's eye color or cologne scent, or on past experiences you stored in your memory bank that you associate with this person. Your reactions to other people, however, are really just a barometers for how you perceive yourself. Your reactions to others say more about you than they do about others. You cannot really love or hate something about another person unless it reflects something you love or hate about yourself. We are usually drawn to those who are most like us and tend to dislike those who display those aspects of ourselves that we dislike. We view others through the grid of our past experiences, feelings, and thoughts. Usually we convince ourselves that our perceptions of them are objective and disconnected to any of our own issues. Consider, however, approaching your life as if other people were mirroring back to you important information. If you accept this premise, then each encounter reflects back to you an opportunity to explore your relationship to yourself and to learn. Assume for a moment that the qualities you admire in others, their strengths, abilities, and positive attributes are really characteristics you have already embraced within yourself. You can therefore allow them to illuminate more clearly your own feelings of self-worth. Conversely, you can view the people you judge negatively as gifts, presented to show you what you are not accepting about yourself. Imagine that every time you are angered, hurt, or irritated by another, you are actually being given the opportunity to heal past incidents of anger, hurt, or irritation. Perhaps viewing weakness in others is an opportunity to extend the loving arm of compassion to them, or it could be the perfect moment to heal the unconscious judgment you have secretly harbored against yourself. When you approach life in this manner, those with whom you have the greatest grievances, as well as those you admire and love, can be seen as mirrors, guiding you to discover parts of yourself that you reject and to embrace your greatest qualities. To shift your perspective radically from judgment of other or outer to a lifelong exploration of self and inner is the challenge of Rule 7. Your task is to assess all the decisions, judgments, and projections you make onto others and to begin to view them as clues to how you can heal yourself and become whole. The lessons offered by Rule 7 include tolerance, clarity, healing, and support. As we learn these lessons, we take a vital step towards shifting our perspective from others to ourselves. Tolerance. Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. That was by Carl Jung. In Rule 1, you learn the lesson of acceptance. We did quite a few months back. Anyone that remembers any of this book, I've forgotten a lot of it, of course. So Rule 1 was acceptance, in which you learn to embrace all parts of yourself. Tolerance is the outward extension of acceptance. It is when you learn to embrace all parts of others and allow them to be and express themselves fully as the unique humans that they are. You will need to learn tolerance in order to coexist peacefully with others. Tolerance quiets the inner critic that chatters in your mind so that you can apply the old adage, live and let live. Well, hello. Hi, Aussie True Crime. all the way from Australia. All the way from Australia, mate. Or do the guys, because I've been with my daughter watching Bondi Rescue. It's only the guys that are called mate, right? It's not the women. I don't think. But we've been talking like them a little bit. Even Parker said, quick, get out of the water. It's such a beautiful language and dialect. Oh no, really? Whoops, I had it up. I asked my wife if she would like a necklace for Christmas. She said she would like nothing more. So I got her nothing. Oh, you're joking. If she said I would like nothing more, she means there's nothing more than that she would like. So I hope you're joking. Hi, Max. It's good to see you. Okay. Where am I? Oh, okay. When I was 16 years old, I remember walking down 57th Street in New York City and being suddenly aware, for the first time, of a voice in my head talking to me. It sounded like a running commentary on everyone within my field of vision. I heard it broadcasting impressions incessantly, and the majority were far from kind. I realized that I could, and did, find fault with every single person I passed. The next thought that came to me was, isn't that amazing? I must be the only perfect person in the universe, since everyone else apparently has something wrong with them. Once I realized how ridiculous this sounded, it dawned on me that perhaps my judgments of all these people on the street were reflections of myself as opposed to some objective reality. I began to understand that what I was seeing about each of them said more about me than it said about each of them. I also realized that perhaps I was judging everyone else harshly as a way to feel good about myself by perceiving them as too fat, too short, or strangely dressed. I was, by comparison, thinner, taller, and more stylish. In my mind, my intolerance of them rendered me superior. Some part of me knew that judging others is a way of covering up feelings of insufficiency and insecurity. I decided to examine each judgment I heard in my head and think of it as a mirror, allowing me to glimpse some hidden part of myself. I discovered that there were very few people whom I viewed as acceptable, and the majority of them were very similar to me. Since I rarely allowed myself to relate to anyone who was not exactly like me, I had put myself into an isolated box. From that day on, I used every judgment as a gift to learn more about myself. Making this shift meant that I had to give up judging the world. Giving up my righteous intolerance meant that I could no longer deem myself automatically superior to anyone. And the result was that I needed to take a good look at my own flaws. I recently had a business lunch with a man who displayed objectionable table manners. My first reaction was to judge him as offensive and his table manners as disgusting. When I noticed that I was judging him, I stopped and asked myself what I was feeling. I discovered that I was embarrassed to be seen with someone who was chewing with his mouth open and loudly blowing his nose into his linen napkin. I was astonished to find how much I cared about how the other people in the restaurant perceived me. I consciously had to shift from perceiving the situation as being about him to it being about me and my embarrassment. This allowed me to use this man's actions as a mirror with which to see my own insecurities about being seen with a person who is less than perfect and how that reflected on me. The ultimate goal of making such a shift in perception and learning tolerance is to get to the moment of saying, So what if this person is, and thereby taking your power back? If I had allowed my lunch partner to continue to disgust me, I would have given all my power to him. I would have allowed his actions to dictate my feelings. By recognizing that my judgment of him had everything to do with me, I neutralized the effect his manners had on me and took back my power. Whenever you find yourself intolerant of someone, ask yourself, what is the feeling underneath this judgment that I don't want to feel? It might be discomfort. Okay. Embarrassment, insecurity, anxiety, or some other feeling of diminishment that the person is evoking in you. Focus on actually feeling that feeling so that your intolerance can evaporate and you can embrace both your own emotions and the actions or behavior of the person you are judging. Remember that your judgment of someone will not serve as a protective shield against you becoming like him. Just because I judged my lunch partner as offensive does not prevent me from ever looking or acting like him, just as extending tolerance to him would not cause me to suddenly begin chewing my food with my mouth open. As tough and rigid as judgment and intolerance may be, it can never protect you from anything but love. Yeah, I don't know how many women in my chat, when they're done eating, they reapply their lipstick, but I do, and I have, I believe, my whole life. And naturally, my son doesn't like it, but some people are kind of embarrassed by it. And they've done that clear back in like the 40s of movies I've seen, you know. Um, Thank you so much, Edna. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, me too. But that could be considered what? Rude and bad manners, I guess, at a table by some. But, I mean, unless someone's like having a fit and yelling, at the waiter or waitress or getting a little upset, um, because I've been a waitress for many, many years. That was my main job, that I had. Um, I it's nothing. I mean, if someone sneezes or accidentally spits out food or has some food caught in their teeth um or whatever, or let people eat the way they want to. You know what I mean? Being rude though to a waiter or waitress, no. That that I will say something about. Clarity. Once in a while, you get shown the light in the strangest of places if you look at it right. Okay, now that says Jerry Garcia, but that doesn't mean it's the Jerry Garcia. Is that the, I mean, is that the reggae guy? Wasn't his name Jerry Garcia? He died a few years ago and he does a Ben and Jerry's ice cream. Jerry Garcia. Or is the first name something else? Something Garcia. Best story from being a waitress? Yeah, I mean, this is kind of a cute one that comes to mind. I was working at Zachary's Pizza, and it was a pizza joint, but we had salads and grinders, which are also called heroes, which are also called subs, okay? All those different names. And salads, I already said that. We didn't have desserts, but I was a waitress one evening, and all these really buzzed slash drunk college kids came in, and I was in my young 20s then myself. And I thought, "Oh, they're not going to have a dime to tip me." This is, I'm prejudging these poor people, right? Um, and they weren't very like talkative to me. I don't know if they were like so wasted they were just barely could kind of eat, and it was mostly guys. There might have been a couple of girls, and there were a good 10 of them, and they had more beer, right? And Budweisers. They had all these bottled Budweisers I bought out with their pizza. And I was amazed that even though it was change, they took the time to like empty their pockets for me. I thought that was really sweet. And there was everything from quarters and dimes and even some pennies and everything just in this big pile. And I don't remember honestly the exact amount, but it was over 20. And it was really nice. I mean, back in the 80s, shoot. I got back then it was $1.80 an hour. And yeah, where I was working, but we did have the best pizza. These guys they were a Greek family, and they put quite a bit of oregano, which kind of gave it that bite. And they wouldn't tell anyone what their sauce was made of, and it was incredible. And they opened other restaurants, and people just flocked there. I mean, we pulled out. I remember Fred would just pull out these huge piping hot pizzas, and they were fairly thick, they weren't all skinny crust or anything, and take that big machete looking knife. I mean, it wasn't a roller thing, it was a big, and he would slice those up faster than that. It was like he'd have four in a row, and he'd be like, and I mean, we're talking these pizzas were huge. Bigger than the family size at shoot, what's the name of the place up the darn street? Not Papa John's, certainly not. Anyway, it's the pizza where you put it in your oven and you bake it, and we usually get the family side. But that was really really sweet. But I made good tips, and so I ended up giving a lot of my tips away to the bartenders so I could get served quicker and get my drinks friends quicker, and type the name with the quote. The quote was we you've had the rest, we are the best. Meaning pizza. You've had the rest, we're the best. Zachary's Pizza. I don't even see Sidekick in here. Did I miss something? I mean, I'm not going to keep responding to everything. Somebody must have blocked her, which I'm glad they haven't. They were really really good. Really good until somebody decided to stick a sardine under my slice of pizza one day during my lunch break, thinking it's all funny. Oh, God, it was so gross. Yeah. And yeah. And I had a boyfriend at that place for one of the years I was there, and then he went on and he was waitering somewhere else, and we used to go into the freezer, not the freezer, but where the cheese was and the huge things of pepperoni, and sometimes kiss and make out a little bit. It's ridiculous, and hope to God no one would open the door because you couldn't lock it. You couldn't lock it from the inside anyway, and we didn't want to be locked in there. We had to be in there getting bins of cheese and pepperoni and all the other stuff out. Yeah, and the dough was, of course, homemade and pretty incredible. I have no idea if they're still there. My mother said Burlington, Vermont has really changed, that I would hardly recognize the town now. I need to look at that YouTube video. I wrote it on the calendar. I'll have to, when I'm done with my live tonight, I'm going to look back and it's a real simple name, like you wouldn't recognize me, or I don't know, something like that. And then I had to write the guy's name down, and I don't think I can show it to you guys, but Burlington, Vermont in the 80s was very simple, with restaurants and bars. It was a college town. And I lived there from the age of 14 to 21. A while. Okay, so where am I? I'd like to think, oh my goodness. All right, I'll just start. Oh, okay, I didn't start it. I just said the Jerry Garcia part. Clarity is a state of seeing clearly. You achieve clarity in those moments of startling insight when you're able to shift your perspective by viewing a situation in a new light. Yeah, that's what I did with Darren. I was absolutely blindsided. I, I was blindsided. It was 4 days after Valentine's Day, and he had gotten a phone call from someone from his job, and he just acted a little different. And I said, well, is it important? He's like, no. And I just said, is it a man or a woman? And he said, a woman. And I said, is that the same woman that, I don't know, it was months and months and months earlier, had called him? And he said yes. And it was just strange. And instead of freaking out, right, and being like, what, 8 years, I thought we were going to live together someday, and why are you doing this to me, and blah blah blah. And it was just Valentine's Day. I just knew that all the times and the days and the hours, and the years and the months, and going through COVID together, and everything, that I knew that his reason, whatever it was, and even if he didn't have a reason, was good enough, because I did genuinely know that he was a very caring person, and that, you know, I told him, from the very beginning, I said, if you want to hang out with other women, even go have, a coffee or a soda, you can do that. But I'd like to know, because I want to know if I'm, exclusive with you, if we're exclusive. And it took me years to even say that I loved the guy. I didn't dare say, I love you, Darren. I didn't dare. I was kind of afraid of losing him, to tell you the truth. Um, anyway, that's what I did. It's like, my lips trembled a little. They did. And I was blindsided, but I didn't even have to really know why. He just said, we're over. There wasn't even like really an explanation, because I knew that there was a woman at his job that liked him for a long time. And I know he wasn't with her and with me. That I do know. But I do know when temptation got too much for him. And because the thing is, he was always with me. And the other times he was at his job. Now, maybe they were kissing and stuff at his job. I don't know. And they very well might have just around when he broke up with me. But she's younger, so go figure, right? 37. I'm certainly not 37 anymore. Um, but she's just different and than me in many ways. And in the store, he said, I couldn't see a future with you. And I kind of brought up my son, because I'm nearly a caretaker for him. And that was definitely part of it. And I knew, and I was sensing that for a little while. And I would ask him, are you, is this too much for you? Blah, blah, blah. And he'd always tell me what I wanted to hear. And then I'd even say, you don't have to tell me what you think I want to hear. I just really want to know, from your heart. And, you get stronger when you go through hardships in life. But anyway, I had clarity to just let him go. There was no demanding answers when he walked out my door. Like, I truly knew I wasn't going to ever see him again. And we saw each other often, a few times a week for 8 years. And then all of a sudden it's no more phone. He did say, well, I'll call you tomorrow and make sure you're okay. And I just said, if you want to. I wasn't like, yes, you better. Why are you doing this to me? And do you know what I mean? So when I just read this clarity thing, the state of seeing clearly, you achieve clarity in those moments of startling insight. That's what I had, startling insight. When you're able to shift your perspective by viewing a situation in a new light. I loved Darren enough to let him go. That's true love. When you can let someone go, that's love, because you're letting them make their own decisions in life and where they want to be and what they want to do and who they're going to be with and their timing of things in life. And this is why, I tell my own kids, my grown adult children, things are always evolving and changing, even if you don't see it. So anyway, I like to think of clarity as the result of applying Windex to your soul. As you begin to view others as mirrors of yourself, it is as if you move into a new reality in which you experience life with astonishing crystal vision. You learn the lesson of clarity in the exact moments that you accomplish this perspective shift. I achieved a moment of clarity that day when I was 16, when I suddenly tuned into the running commentator voice inside my head. I saw a woman named Elaine learn clarity the moment she realized that all her anger directed at her disorganized husband was really anger at herself for embodying that very same quality. A friend of mine experienced it when she allowed herself to see that her pattern of harshly judging men was her own fear of commitment projected outward. You may learn clarity in any random moment of your life as soon as you open your inner eyes to what your judgments of others are saying about you. And also, I just want to add, since I seem to be talking about Darren in regards to this chapter, I absolutely know that because I just let him go and I didn't call him one time. I didn't for over a year. And I think it was a year and, well, let's see, he came up to me. He saw me from behind. And I even said to him, you could have just gone down another aisle and not even have said hi. But the point is, he felt like he could. If I'd, chased him down the hall, or we had gotten in a big argument or questioning, why he wants to change things in his life, would he have come up to me and given me the closure that I needed? No. Oh, thanks. Thank you so much. Yeah. Um, that guy is Joe. The one I married twice, yeah, is Joe. And honestly, like, I mean, I don't know if he's watching this, but the drinking just kind of took over and we were having even more issues. And then I met Shaylin's father when I was down and out, and he and I were separated. And um, yeah, and I ended up getting pregnant. And yeah, you know, and I want Joe to be happy, but I can't make him happy. And he's stuck in the past. Because, like I shared on one of my emails the other day, and I'm not going to get all into it, but he's sending these bizarre, extremely drunken, uh, just, I don't know, whatever, long emails to me, trying to make me feel guilty for even meeting me and having our son, and letting me fly back to Washington and getting remarried. Like he isn't able to take any kind of accountability for his part in anything. You know, so it's sad, but I just don't respond. I don't respond at all. Why bother? There's nothing I can say or do, and I think it would just fuel the fire, you know? Thanks so much. Thanks, Truth Seeker. I don't know. I don't even think that's really Sidekick. I think it's someone using her avatar. And frankly, I think I know who, but again, of course, I'm not sure. I've never used a sock account. To me, it's deceitful. It's very conniving. It's very, and it's in a way, it's dangerous because people can come in. People are still doing it. I mean, I don't know about lately, but taking this avatar, this sweet, cute little avatar that, you know, Mandy Lynn made for me. I like the green eyes. My eyes are hazel, so they're green and brown, and I like the green shirt, and I really like the hairstyle. I can't wait till my hair is that long and I can style it like that. But anyway, and they're pretending to be me in people's chats. It's just so weird. Um, it is. It is. Yeah. Yeah, I heard that too. Yeah. Oh, that's so funny. Okay. So I'm not gonna read too much more. Okay, wait, where was I on the okay. So the best way to learn clarity is to identify those times when you are not experiencing it. The moments of fogginess could be clues that the lesson of clarity is being presented. When you are focused on your judgments of others, you are not using them as mirrors and hence are stuck in the fog. When you are focused on the way someone else has behaved, you are in the fog. In essence, whenever you are disassociated from what the situation is saying about you and your perceptions, and focused instead on what it is saying about the other person, you are in the fog. In those moments, clarity can be achieved simply by shifting perspective from other/outer to self/inner. Those are the moments to pause and ask yourself what you are feeling and through what personal lens you are viewing the circumstance. The moment you hold up the mirror, you begin to approach clarity. Wow, I really like that. Now, I'm going to end there, and hopefully tomorrow I'll be back and I'll read the next little chapter, which is healing. The one after that is support. These are nice because the chapters are only like 1.5 pages long. And then we'll be on Rule 8, which will be what you make of your life is up to you. So I've been alive for 1 hour and 51 minutes. I haven't done this in a while, and this song might make someone laugh, but I'm going to put carrots in. So that's my little sign is carrot, because I'm a carrot top for my hair color, and carrots are good for you, and I like carrots. I think I like the sound of the word carrots. Everybody say carrots, and you'll know what I mean. All right, so please support the channels in here that go ahead and put their link in. Be really, really nice. And thank you everyone for being here. I almost wasn't going to go live. I was going to take a good, I don't know, till after Christmas off, but I'm always glad when I do a live. I feel reconnected to friends, reconnected to people I can trust, reconnected to people that know they can trust me. Thanks, Mary Jane. Thank you, carrots. He says vegetables. I throw vegetables in there. He says brain. I put the brain in there. Thank you so much. I've got Christmas bags in here. This is the first year I didn't wrap. Do you know that I don't like to wrap presents? Like some people like to, I mean, I'll do it and they're real pretty and I'll stick bows on, but I don't like to, I guess I like to wrap presents. I don't like to put take the scissors and make the ribbon all curly and do the extras. You don't like wrapping either? It's nice when you go into the store, like those big cities, New York City and everything, and or wherever, and they wrap them for you and they're really cool paper. But I have all these really nice Christmas bags, and I got the kids some nice gifts. Some of them, they got things ahead of time that they needed. It'll be simple. It'll be a simple Christmas, but it usually is. And I haven't had a Christmas with my mom since I was 21. Or no, let's see. Thanksgiving, Christmas, I was 19, because I went and moved to Minnesota, lived with my aunt for a year. Yeah, and that was really weird. Thanksgiving, I was totally alone. My aunt had to work, and her kids, which were my cousins, Plachette and Erica, were with their father. Oh my gosh, I was feeling so sorry for myself. I couldn't enjoy the parade on TV. I was just eating a big thing of cheese balls. Sitting on the couch. I might have been crying. I honestly can't remember, though, if I was crying or not. Yeah. So, I've been alone on holidays, but it's always just me and my kids. Yeah. So that's how it is. And now my dad's passed away, and it's been, gosh, the last time I had Christmas with my dad, because he was gone all the time, and he lived in Austria when I was in my 20s and even teens. After I lived with him and my mom in Vermont. They got divorced when I was 10, but they were both in Vermont for a while, but they lived in separate places. It was very weird. Like I had no idea. Yeah. Um, some people go all out. They go all out, and there's lots of family members and lots of drinking. And I remember when I was going to Thanksgivings, out in Custer, where Shaylin's father's family was. And boy, I couldn't wait to get that first glass of wine and feel relaxed and not nervous because I barely knew his family. But then as I kept drinking, I started drinking. I mean, when I drink, I'm fine in the beginning, but then you start drinking quicker. And I don't know if you're chasing the high and you don't know it, or if you're just like nervous, or if you're bored and you're just doing it, like, and then before you know it, the bottle's gone, and it's like, that kind of thing. So it wasn't like downing a bunch of shots and trying to get shit faced. That wasn't my cup of tea. It was just when I started, I really didn't want to stop, whether it was a beer or wine, or even a mixed drink, and that's how I knew I was an alcoholic. And that's another reason, you guys, I never got my license. When they were teaching it, back in the high school day, well, the drinking age was 18, and they were teaching it at the high schools, but I was like, I'm the kind of person that would think I'm fine on 4 beers or whatever and probably get pulled over and go to jail for all I know. So I just didn't have the desire, but I almost had my license when my son was 4, because I had my permit, but I didn't feel I got enough lessons in. Well, the first time I had a few lessons in and was doing pretty good, but then I ended up moving to Iowa, living with my sister. Um, yeah, and anyway, came back to Washington because that didn't really work out, and it just, I don't know. I mean, I found a job and everything at Applebee's, in Davenport, but I didn't. I think I was just missing Joe too much, and I think my sister and I were having our own issues, and it just wasn't working out. But I went back and took the test. I've said this before, and failed it miserably. And I was bawling because the first time I took the test, right, I got 18 right out of 20. And I was like, wow, it's not as hard as I thought it would be. Then I study all, the same book, ask myself the same questions, review it, and I didn't pass the test. And I got quite a few wrong. I can't remember exactly how many, but I was bawling out of the place. And Joe said, Megan, just take it again. Take it again tomorrow. And I really kind of didn't want to, but I did. And I passed. And I was really glad. And then I started getting lessons again, not by him. He was working and stuff. He was an engineer and he's at work all day. But a lady came down from a town nearby, that I'd met at church. And I don't know. Like, I only got 4 lessons in, and I barely knew how to back up and park. And I chickened out. I didn't even take the test. But I see the way people drive, and I probably would have passed the darn test. Um, but yeah, so I have 2 permits, and I still have them. They're in the drawer in the kitchen to remind me I'm not too much of a failure. So, and then it gets to the point where when you're in a town with a really good bus system, and I mean really good bus system, comes every 10 minutes. They're painted in these big bright colors, different colors, and really good information booth with this like big, I don't want to say statue, but this big kind of whatever with all the, I mean, and people right there to help you. And, you know, you don't need to drive when you can take a bus or ride a bike or walk. And where I live, I'm a mile from a store, a mile from the school, about a mile and a half from a beach area, from the bay. And I'm 5 miles, which is a quick car jaunt, you know, if you take the highway to like the malls and the whole strip where all, you know, buy mattresses and cars and the malls and Denny's and all those places. So I'm in an ideal area. So yeah. Your grandmother never drove, your mom never drove. Well, now who even wants to? Social drinker for the buzz, question mark. Yeah, I guess that's what I was. I found out in outpatient treatment, LBI 228, that I was literally, um, what is the word for it? Like I didn't drink every day, so there was a word for it. Like not a part-time drinker, but a part-time, not even part-time, but it started with P, and now I can't remember. Because I could go weeks without it. And I also didn't have to drink every holiday. I didn't have the desire to drink every day, but I was the kind of person, you know, if I went to a club or went with some lady friends or anything, the high. I guess I was chasing the high, you know. Um, and I had acute alcohol poisoning twice, written on a couple of papers. When I was so sick, I had to go to the emergency room. So, you know, and then you get in those situations, you know, where you're raped or date raped. Oh, shoot, I should have spelled the word RAPED. You know, that's not good. And hitchhiking to Canada, you know, with some women, and that's just not very smart. I mean, I did it in the 80s. I don't think you could do it these days and survive. I don't really think you could. People are too nutty out there. I mean, I don't know if it's because of the internet, but I don't think it is. I think this is what I think, partially. When the whole METH problem really started, and apparently it was really bad in Washington State first, out of all the states, back in like the 90s. I mean, Joe even told me we have a really bad problem here. And I'm like, good grief, you know? And I've never done hard drugs, but I know how they can, you know, I learned in outpatient treatment so much about it. And, you know, women, 3 different women that didn't get stuff done through CPS and lost their babies, you know, and that you'll do anything to get that next fix. And also, if you don't get that fix, you're really, really sick, which I never really knew. I thought people were just addicted and wanted it. No, you're majorly sick. But anyway, you know, that apparently makes you want to stay up for days and days, and it makes you feel very, this is what I heard, you know, sexual, whatever. And I think a lot of that can cause, you know, a lot of crime and harm. The internet is exposing a lot more of it, but for some reason, I just feel we have a lot more PEDOs these days. I mean, they've even been here at this apartment complex. As long as they're registered, they have to live somewhere. I don't know why this place had to put up with it. People made enough of a stink. I didn't even have to make a stink. I was just told about it. And then the man was in this little car, all stuff all over, tied onto the top and everything, and drove out. I saw when he left. But, you know, the only thing we got was the street address and the name of the person in our mailboxes by the police. Yeah, something needs to be done. So as far as I know, there's only been 2 that have been here. Now I don't worry because I watch my kids. They when my daughter was 4, she didn't just take her little scooter and then I watched from the window up here. Heck no. I was down there. I was with her. And when she was like 6, going around and she could go quicker, she had 30 seconds or 45 or whatever it was to get around the one big building. And if she wasn't coming around, I was down at the end looking for her, which was only one, not like, it was one apartment away, one apartment building. So it wasn't a block, it wasn't half a block, it wasn't, it wasn't anything. It was just she was tooling around the building that was right in front of me. But I just see so many kids these days. A lot of them are little and they have phones, which is shocking because they set it down right here, on the grass or on but their parents think, I don't know, they just trust that that's their security. Well, it's ridiculous. I cannot stand the way some parents, they don't even, it's not even the way they parent. They don't parent. They don't parent. Anyway, all right, I did my little spiel, but I've lived here a long time too, since 2001. And what, we're going to be almost 2025? That's 24 years, you guys. I mean, that's just like, what is that? Almost half of my life? Oh, gosh. And that's just because I told Joe I would never move back to the Midwest and take his son. I could have moved and maybe once in a blue moon saw my son and have him grow up without me. No. When you're a mom, you don't just leave your kids. I don't care if you're divorcing or not. And that's why, you know, my ex chose to move 6 hours away. And he used to make a lot of trips here to see his son before these past 5 years. And now he's older and not feeling well and he doesn't do it. And the kids suffer for it, you know? So when people ask me, and they do, oh, why are you at that apartment so long? Or why are you in that state so long? Because of my kids. I didn't get to see my dad even before he passed. It's been 13 years since I've seen my mom. Yeah. I mean, if I could have changed that plane ticket a third time, because I had to change it because the what's that little girl, Summer Wells memorial trip thing was canceled, and then the one that Jimmy was going to have in October, that following October, a birthday bash. I mean, it was being discussed in chat and everything by everybody, and then that got canceled. Even when I was rescheduling to go to the birthday bash, like everyone else wanted to go, with that ticket, I asked the guy. I remember he had like kind of an Indian voice, and I said, "What if I need to change this again?" And he said, "Oh, no, no, you can't," or whatever he said. And I'm just like, wow, two times only. Now, I called the name of the site. I thought I would get a cheap ticket, was Cheap O Air. Cheap O Air. Yeah. But I since found out that calling directly the airports, like for me would be SeaTac, Seattle, much cheaper. I didn't know, live and learn. So, quarter of a century, says LBI 228. Well, 25. Yeah, more like a quarter century, you're right. Anyway, yeah, so I finished this one. Like I said, we'll start on healing tomorrow. I'm doing this again because people do like it when I read. And when I read like this, I believe I'm just going to show my avatar because it's easier to focus. I find when I listen to people with just the avatar on what they're saying, than, checking out their eyebrows or their hair set or their, you know what I mean? Or what they're wearing or the background. This is good information. And especially around this, with the holidays coming and getting so busy, and I'm still trying to live in the moment, and it's not easy. So anyway, it's been 2 hours and 12 minutes. I'm going to go now. Oh, I was going to put carrots in, and I never did. And I started talking about, I don't even know what. So I'm going to go do that now. Put your emojis in if you want to support me and my channel and have a little fun with it. And this song is called Carrots by Josh Pan. And PCT is extreme. Please hit the like, and please sub up to me if you're willing to. And yeah, I'll talk to you then, possibly tomorrow. Love you guys. Thank you so much for all of your support, and happy holidays to every single one of you and the people watching in the bushes too. Thank you for being here. If you guys can still hear me, I'm not finding it. And I don't remember deleting it in here. Nope, there it is. All right, here we go. Have a little laughter, have a little fun. It's a very quirky song by Josh Pan.
More carrots. Don't tear it. More carrots. Where's Garrett?
Vegetables. Vegetables.
Here I come from the west side. The left side. The right brain drives me insane. Don't lie, don't lie, don't lie to me. Don't fry, don't fry, don't fry your brain. brain drives me insane. Don't lie, don't lie, don't lie to me. Don't fry, don't fry, don't fry your brain. More carrots, don't tear it. More carrots, where's Garrett?
Vegetables. Vegetables.
Here it come from the west side, the left side, the right brain drives me insane. Don't lie, don't lie, don't lie to me. Don't fry, don't fry, don't fry your brain. More carrots, don't tear it. More carrots, where's Garrett?
Vegetables. Vegetables.
Here it come from the west side, the left side, the right brain drives me insane. Don't lie, don't lie, don't lie to me. Don't fry, don't fry, don't fry your brain. More carrots, don't tear it. More carrots, where's